the general's wife suddenly picked up a newspaper reporting that the general had met with an accident. So, ignoring the maid's dissuasion, she immediately took a rickshaw and headed for the general's mansion. Little did she know that she had fallen into a trap. The vicious woman who was infatuated with the general had long joined hands with the villains. This time, they were determined to make her lose her reputation and leave the general's mansion. By the time she realized it, it was already too late. The rickshaw pulled her into an empty street. Then a hand covered her mouth from behind and knocked her out. When she woke up, she was tied to a haystack. There was also a sinister man beside her holding a camera. The vicious woman also rushed to the general's mansion in a hurry. Pretending to be worried, she informed the general of the woman's death. Upon hearing this, the man drove to. Seeing this, the vicious woman showed a satisfied smile. When they arrived at the destination, she started to create chaos and insult the general's wife. But when she got closer, she realized that something was wrong. The woman was not only unharmed but also fired several shots at the villains in succession. Finally, she pressed the muzzle of the gun against the villain's head. This series of actions left everyone feeling extremely astonished. It was completely unlike the weak and delicate general's wife. It turned out that the woman was a shooting champion who had traveled from modern times. Not long ago, she won the championship again. When she went up to the podium to receive the award, the light sign on her head fell down. It hit her on the head without the slightest deviation. When she opened her eyes again, she actually woke up in a morning hall. The guests who came to offer condolences were so scared that they scurried around. Seeing this situation, she was also filled with confusion. So she got up and slowly walked out of the door. As a ray of sunlight shone on her face, she could see everything outside the door clearly. There were tall buildings on the street that were unfamiliar to her. There were also soldiers on patrol and rickshaws that she had never seen before. At this moment, a newspaper flew towards her. She opened it and found out that it was the Republic of China era. Just as she realized this, the servant hugged her again. At this time, the two concubines of the general's father walked over and began to mock her. The woman then realized that she had traveled back in time and become the general's wife. She finally understood what was going on, so she decided to teach these two concubines a good lesson. Just as she was about to take action, an army arrived. The general himself got out of the carriage. Before she could say anything, these two women couldn't wait to complain to him. They claimed that she had eloped with a man last night and was caught. In a hurry, she fell into the water and drowned. They had originally prepared a mourning hall and were going to hold the funeral for her today. However, she had somehow come back to life. So they guessed that this was a play staged by the woman, with the purpose of tricking the general back. They had thought that the general would fly into a rage, but instead, he defended his wife on the spot. After scolding the two concubines, he asked his adjutant to take them to his father's ancestral hall to punish them. At this moment, the woman also developed a deep love for him.